It's a cult. It's evil. Stay away from it. It's from the devil. So I read more about Islam. I came across a couple websites, Answering Islam, faithfreedom.org, that these people were making claims against Islam, which I would look into and find, no, these claims are wrong, which I wasn't even sure about Islam myself, and I'm like, these claims are wrong. I can't find anything wrong with Islam. I was with my girlfriend at the time, and she said, if you think it's right, go for it. I still wasn't sure, but there's just something inside. It's like, yeah, okay, so I was reading the Quran some more, and I came across two verses. One says, they killed Jesus, they thought they killed him, but they killed him not. I'm like, okay. And I came across, Jesus is only a messenger. And finally, it hit me. This is what I believed all along. So after all that, I went back to the mosque, and I became a Muslim. I decided this is absolutely right. I couldn't find any problems, and it agrees with everything I believe. I couldn't find one problem. So, this is about 2 months after, I actually broke up with my girlfriend, and I moved back to Newfoundland.
Now Drew became a Muslim, and he returned to his hometown. Let us see if he faced any difficulties with his family.
Okay, so now I'm in Newfoundland, and I finally told my parents. I'm living with my parents again. I said, Mom and Dad, I become a Muslim. So my parents were very upset. I had a few copies of the Quran in my room. I actually had to hide those. My father would burn them. So he burned my prayer mat. It was very awkward around the house for many months, but we agreed not to talk about religion, and we pushed that away for a bit. So one of my trips out to Central, I went to my brother's house. My grandparents were living there at the time, and my brother called me into one of the rooms there, and he heard from a coworker that when I was in Ontario for those few months, I was Muslim. I was praying at work. So he heard this from one of his friends who I work with, and he questioned me on it. He's like, "What? You're doing some sort of weird thing at work? You're praying to what?" So I said, "Well, I became a Muslim," and I told him. And he's an evangelical Christian, and he got very upset. What's wrong with you, right? And I said, I looked into stuff. I started asking questions. I became Muslim. He said, no, that's your problem, right? You're